right, man. Pacquiao officially announces his fight with Mario Barrios. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. A lot of people got concerned. Sugar Ray Leonard told him to get used to getting hit, being a older fighter. He did an exhibition last year and got toe up. Eddie Hearn's always got an opinion. Said this is not a world level title fight. And like I said, when you believe people boxing and people opinions in boxing that's in boxing, it's a difference in opinion, because Eddie Hearn is saying that because he wants to push Duran in it. So it's really hard to take anybody's opinion in boxing serious. Even content creators, they all got a vested interest. They all fanboys. I'm one of the very few that just takes all it how it is. If I tell you I'm fanboying, I'm like, I'll tell you that. But I call it down the middle. You got some people say I'm a Crawford people hater. Some people say I love Earl, which we all know that ain't true. Neither one. But you love Mexicans, you hate niggas, like can't tell which way I'm going, because I'm not taking a side. I'm looking at the situation and calling down the middle. So all these people have their own little interest, or they vested interest when it comes to it, all right? How I feel about it, I feel like he earned the right throughout his career to come back and do what he wants. He earned that right, honestly. Do I care about the fight? I mean, it's cool. On Saturday, if I ain't really doing much, I'll watch it. But I see what the card kind of care. But if I got anything to do, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm at the point with the majority of sports, honestly, where like the Knicks game last night, they played Pacers game 1. I went to bed, bro. Like, I'm just like, bro, like, it ain't that important. Like, the sports aren't that competitive, or they not that good anymore. It was a good game I missed, though. For me to feel like I'm missing something, I got to stay up. I'm like, man, I'm taking my ass to bed, bro. I'll be up 4, 5 in the morning. So, that's my whole thing about it. Like, I don't feel like I'm missing nothing. I just watch the highlights and feel the same way, right? But can he beat Barrios? Yes, Barrios is very vulnerable. It's not that Barrios isn't a good fighter. Barrios don't have no defense. His defense is going into that high guard, tucking his chin and getting beat on. But he's tough. And only really bad thing about Barrios, when they go hand in hand with his defense, is that he swell easy. He don't have one of them stone faces. One thing about Floyd Mayweather got a stone face. He got a hard face. He can take the abuse. You know what I'm saying? He can take the abuse. He can take the abuse, physically, and not swell up or bleed. Now, that's an attribute. Barrios swell up fast. So, but, if I'm Barrios, I'm mastering the ability to really utilize my jab and try to just get some head and some upper body movement. Not just head movement, the waist movement. You know what I'm saying? I think he got solid bend at the knees, but I really just think up top, he's super duper, like just on the line, straight up like just kind of just stiff, and I just think for him, if he really practiced getting his head off that line, and really utilize that jab, and that jab might be the key to fixing his defense, honestly. That jab might be the key to fixing his defense. If we being honest, if he learned a fucking jab, it might be a fucking wrap and use his distance. But Mexicans pride themselves on liking the fight, But yeah, man. So I think Pacquiao's earned the right to do the things that he wants to do. And unfortunately, we can't get rid of the Mayweather Pacquiao cloud over boxing. Pacquiao done been knocked out. He lost to Ordenis Ugas, and at the end of the day, I think he kind of lost his whole situation with politics and all that. So within losing the politic battle and all that, it's just to the point where he bored. These dudes really they have a hard time transitioning out of boxing. And my whole thing about it is like, okay, what's the sanctioning bell bodies for? Let's help these young men, these men and women transition out of the sport. You know, you look at the NBA union, the NFL union, you know, I don't believe they're doing enough to help transition these guys out of sports. And that's my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't think they're doing enough to transition these guys in and out of sports, man. And um, you know, help these guys, you know, life after boxing, give them a job with the WBC. I feel like in the other sanctioning belt bodies, I feel like as much money as they take from, you know, our communities, either even from the Philippines, how much money Pacquiao and gave these sanctioning belt bodies throughout the years, and everybody, why shouldn't they just, you know, hire these dudes to do clinics? You know, I don't understand why they don't hire these guys to do clinics and go around some years and open up boxing gyms, you know, and open up clinics. Honestly, go to different gyms and do charity things and raise money. And I'm pretty sure I see a lot of these, you know, people on YouTube. I see Tasha K run up, you know, a couple grand each stream. Kevin Samuels running up about seemed like 10 grand. I'm exaggerating. It could be true. You know, in each one of his streams and shit like that. So, you know, I find this shit kind of funny, bruh. Like that they can't, get some of these older guys together, the ones that's not doing well, or the ones that are doing well, and go to these different gyms or break ground and open gyms up and get with, you know, some of some of these, politicians and get some grant money. You know, Barry Hunter specializes in stuff like that. Get with him and go to different communities and open up gyms so the kids will have something to do. Or when they open up these different community centers, add a boxing gym, and you know, they every year they come and they do a giveaway to make sure they got good equipment. That's how you make more money, bro. You know, and I'm gonna start studying the Bible, bro. Like, I got an idea. You know, I got an idea, man. I'm gonna start studying the Bible as an adult, and I got one more YouTube channel I'm gonna launch, and I'm gonna launch a website. My girlfriend gonna build me a website. I'm gonna launch a website for this. It's gonna be dope. I promise you. When y'all see the idea of it, it's the dopest idea. Something that nobody doing. I promise you. And that's not even regarding the religious part of it. The religious part, I just may pump that through the website. You know, but um, and I tell y'all the best way to grow a sport is through the youth. It's through the children. So what you put in is what you're gonna receive out. I promise you. If you don't put in, you won't receive out. And like I said, y'all gonna see a lot of changes coming to this channel pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see a ton of changes coming to this channel. I promise you. And eventually, I will probably phase out boxing. You know, I already started. Y'all pay attention. Used to be all boxing, then it went to, So I'm gonna phase it out. I'm telling y'all, and maybe I'll just give my opinion on Patreon. You know, maybe not, but it's coming. No diddy. But y'all gonna see a lot of changes coming. And before I end it, call-in line coming really, really soon. So that's gonna be my big bang, shebang. Have a call-in line. Hear what y'all gotta say. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said about Pacquiao, man, I don't have an issue with it. Barrios is getting to the bag. I feel like Barrios put his work in. Guy that came up from 126 pounds, a guy that, fought guy. Only guy he didn't fight was Regis. And I feel like because Al Haymon didn't want him to fight Regis. So I feel like he's a guy that put his work in as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? He put his work in as a fighter. Fought, Javante, fought Keith. You know what I'm saying? So fought Abdomindiv. That was a really good fight. I was on a Pacquiao and Thurman card, on the Spence and Porter card, one of the two. So, I mean, like I continue to say, I have an issue with it. I ain't gonna shit on it. I've seen far worse. Um, you know, um, so, my thoughts about it is he older. And sometimes you take some time away, you let your body rest. You sitting there and you think you can do it. Your mind think you still can do it, but your body, in training camp is gonna prove a lot. Is he broke? Probably do need the money. Is he addicted? Yeah, it's probably a combination of both. But with Barrios, You know, you gotta just focus on jab and defense. And one of the things I noticed with a lot of guys, that guy that Inoue fought, when you sitting in here fighting these guys in the kitchen, right? And you looking for that one big shot, I don't understand why guys don't throw 3 or 4 shots no more. That's my biggest pet peeve. They looking for one shot. What if that guy would have put 2 or 3 shots behind that Inoue punch? That motherfucker wasn't getting up. These fighters today throw one shot at a time. And I swear to God, Mayweather is the most influential fighter of all time. I said this on Free Game 89 channel. One of my first videos, I believe, was saying that Kim Kardashian was the most influential woman in the black community. And I stand on that. Mayweather is the most influential fighter of all time. Most influential fighter of all time. You know, Money Mayweather, not Pretty Boy. Money Mayweather threw one shot at a time. 1, 2. That's all them guys fight. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. They be on the pad work on all these combinations. They get in the fight. 1, 2, 1, 2 shot. You lucky if you get 3 shots. You know, with Barrios, he got to work on that jab, and he got to work on punching between Pacquiao. So treat him like an old man. No, treat him like an old man. But it's okay. It's a solid fight. Is it a blockbuster or a co-blockbuster of the summer? It's a lot of good fights. The boys, Usyk, Crawford, Canelo. I mean, it's a lot of fights this summer. Shakur and the Steve and the Berlanga whole little thing going on. So it's a lot of interesting fights coming on. I don't have an issue with it. You know, fuck it. You know, boxing, you know, they do what they want to do. It's never what the fans want. And they reaping what they sowing. And even now, Turkey Al Sheikh is giving the fans what they want. And they still not delivering because the fighters just see one bag and they thinking about the next bag before securing this bag. So, but hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Boxing List playlist, hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere there. Peace.